Watch this. Well, I made it with liquid glass inside DaVinci Resolve using Fusion. Yes, the so-called design failure by Apple, that liquid glass. Now personally, I love this design aspect, but my developer friends say otherwise. Anyways, let's create this in DaVinci Resolve. Let's get into the screen. Well, the first part is creating the liquid glass effect and then animating the position of it, because I manually keyframed every position, every blurriness, every spread, every refraction on my own to give it the best look possible. And for this liquid glass, we used a more complex version, and don't worry, you will find the project file in the description so that you can follow along and don't freak out. For this one, yeah, I used a Fusion composition, and this one right over here, it's a simple version. This is the entire project file over here, and this top is the color grade. These two, I will talk about it later. These two are also liquid glass, but in a different way. This is the main liquid glass, main Fusion composition that we made, and these two are the glow on it, because when I'm touching the glass, you need a subtle glow on my fingers. So that's what I did over here. So this is the entire Fusion composition, the complex node tree and all of that. It is over here. Now I have labeled every one of them to keep it a bit organized. This is the displace or the refraction of it. This is a wobble effect. You will see the edges of it wobbling when you adjust the settings. Like, look at this, how it reacts to the adjustments. And the displace is for the displace node, and the camera shake is for to hover and the float. This is the main displace or the refraction node what we used. This is the refraction strength, basically the edges of the glass, and this is the spread. Look at the edges of the screen, how it spreads and how it contracts. That is the main function of this one. And here you can see the red offset and the blue offset. It just gives the chromatic aberration look, and you can only use the red offset to change the setting. The blue offset won't work because we have modified this with expression. You can change it with the red offset. Don't go overboard. It's a very subtle chromatic aberration, so keep it subtle. This is the blurriness of the glass. Either it is 0 for the transparent look, or either full above to give it a frosted glass look. You decide what you want to go with. After this happened, this is the shadow and the reflection part of it, and this is the outline part of it. Like, if you change the color, it will change the color too from this part of it. And the aerodilate to change the width of the outline of how much you want it. Keep it very subtle. And this part is a diagonal reflection of the glass. Like, look at this, the one corner of it, because that's how Apple keeps it. And keep it very subtle. The opacity should be very low. And this one is the X glow, and this X glow is from the reactor, and this is the color corrector node which I've added optionally. You can change the color of the glass from here. And this is the shadow. Like, of course we need a shadow to make it more visible, but again keep it very subtle. And with the color corrector node, you can change the brightness of the liquid glass, because some scenes will need more brightness. And basically this part is a subtle inner glow or the outer glow of the outline part of it, and we keep it very blurry and very less opacity so that it is just there, you can't see it that much. And for this we have used the modifier tab, and you don't have to worry about that. What you can do is change the entire thing's blend or the opacity from the merge nodes itself and the blending part of it. This part is what the rectangular shape which we created. Either you can add your text over here or you can add an ellipse over here. That's up to you, but I used rectangle because we needed the rectangle to play with the glass. And then I manually keyframe. Like, look at the spline over there. Like, it's all manually. I did it everything manually over here, so that's why it looks a bit of jumbled, because I did it as the way the scene suggested. You can uncheck every other effect and check the rectangle for the main position of the glass and the width of the glass and the height of the glass. That's where I adjusted everything. And you can see the graph over there. It's basically outback cubic, but I did it manually, so it looks like that. What you can do is either keep it outback or either keep it out cubic. And every other keyframe, like the height, the width, the border width, everything you can see there. Like, check the blur node over here. So first it was less blurry, then it went high blur, then again less blur because the hand comes down, and again high blur, and then it just goes upward because I added a lens blur because to match the next part, because in the last frame I just pulled the entire glass to fill the entire screen. That's why I did it. And every other keyframe, every other thing on the Fusion composition is basically to adjust with my hands. That's what I did. Now if you come to edit page, what I did was that I marked every other part where my fingers were touching the glass. So like, I pointed an in point and an out point, and then I cut out the part and used the magic mask to rotoscope my fingers. Then I did it for every other part of it. See, this is the difference what it made. At one part it looks like I'm behind the glass, and one part it looks like my finger is outside the glass touching the glass. That's the main principle of it. And everything, it is very subtle. And I also added a drop shadow to make it look prominent. And this part, these two are the outer glow, like the shine of the glass on my fingers. That's why those two are there. And that's basically it. It is mostly based on manual keyframing on the Fusion page and the complex version of the liquid glass. That's just basically it. And I hope you follow along with the project file, because it's a lot, but just don't fear about it. Just click on every node, adjust the settings, check if it's working or not. If it goes wrong, just press Ctrl Z and it's done. Just relax. You are not messing up anything. And to be honest, that's how we learn. We make a mistake, we make a mess, and then we clean it and we learn from it. That's how it is. So that's it for the video. Comment down if you have any doubts on this video, and you can also comment what you want to see in the next other videos. Do like, hit subscribe, and we will meet on the next one. Bye.